This is the future.
I really can't wait for the 2023 stats of Warframe. I'm very excited if this weapon can surpass Metal Gear. I mean the most meta weapons in the game right now. Well, I know that there are 3 classifications of weapons: melee, secondary and primary. But I honestly think that this weapon will be at the very top of the mountain if there will be no new contender this year. The rise of Letom is very impressive, and somehow, this evolving pistol has taken the number 2 spot within months of its release easily. The number 1 secondary during the last Warframe stats survey was Kuvanuka, and we all know that this beam was released way back in year 2020. The Letom debut April 2022, and months later, it climbed the ladder rapidly that it's now on the top 2 of all secondary weapons. But squad leader, you are only showing the secondary weapon stats. Claiming boldly that Letom will be the number 1 weapon in the game makes no sense as we have primary and melee right now. Well, you are right about that matter, but when we take a look at the competition, Kuvas are for the primary, and then Xoris for the melee, it's clear to me that these weapons have no match for the Letom. Xoris is only at the top of the melee food chain just because it's needed in the Granum Void missions. Don't get me wrong, Xoris is a cool and good damage weapon, but if you compare it to the Letom, then it's nowhere near the damage. The same goes with the Kuvazar, and with the recent nerf of AoE weapons, it would be safe to assume that the players who are using this weapon mindlessly has stepped away from it. Well, unless you are a monkey fanatic that only knows nuke. One thing that makes the Letom very interesting is its gimmick. Once you landed the required headshots, the incarnate mode of this pistol becomes fully charged. It will allow the player to temporarily transform it into a fully automatic pistol that deals radiation damage in a small area of effect. Another thing that I like about this gun is that instead of drawing from the Letom's ammo reserves, Incarnate Form gives the Letom a unique magazine from 18 rounds per charge to a maximum of 216, indicated by a bar underneath the reticle. You don't need to pick up ammo for the secondary fire as it refreshes every Incarnate mode, which means you have infinite ammo until the Incarnate mode depletes. Rinse and repeat the process just like what I'm doing right now with my Nidus. The only time I waste ammo is when charging the Incarnate Form, and that can easily be done by shooting the enemy that I targeted with Nidus Link. Because of this, I have minimal downtime with the Letom and I can massacre enemies easily. Aside from the gimmick that allows rapid fire, this pistol has one of the best perks in the game. This is the only pistol right now that is allergic to critical, but can still wreak havoc. Just like any Incarnate weapon, the Letom has 5 evolution tier, and you have the option to pick what is needed for your current play style. For evolution 1, it's the general Incarnate Form wherein headshots charge Incarnate Transmutation, Alt Fire transmutes, switching back will expend any remaining charge. Do take note that Incarnate Form changes the weapon from a semi-auto to full auto with increased fire rate, reduced recoil. Direct shots have increased impact damage but no longer deal slash damage, and its shots explode in a 2-meter radius inflicting radiation damage. For evolution 2, I picked Marksman Hand for that negative recoil buff, just to get those headshots land easily. Basically, this evolution is for the primary fire and it really benefits me, especially that my aim is not that good sometimes. For evolution 3, I picked Lethal Rearmament for the reload speed upon headshot. The good thing about this perk is that it affects untransformed Letom and Incarnate Form mode switching, making it reliable compared to the other perks that only affects the untransformed mode of Letom. Moving on, I have Elemental Excess for the 4th evolution. I choose over the popular Incarnate Efficiency since I want to go pure damage build with the help of the 5th evolution. This makes the critical of the weapon so low, that you will land those buff from the 5th evolution almost every time in both modes of the Letom. And finally, the 5th evolution called Devouring Attrition. This gives the Letom 50% chance to deal 2000% damage on non-critical hits. It affects both modes and damage bonus is multiplicative to base damage bonuses such as Hornet Strike. That 2000% damage is insane, especially for a weapon that has minimal crit. This would proc almost every time, and it can shred enemies in seconds. Sentients have no match for the Letom, and even the overshield of Eximus units. Devouring Attrition is the one that can shred those pesky overshield easily. However, if there's one gripe about this weapon, that is it can't be the best, especially when dealing with acolytes. Most of the time, I take away the shield and armor of the acolytes before I can shred them with Letom. But that won't be a problem though, and I'll just equip a melee to kill those acolytes easily. Other enemy types have no match for this evolving pistol. Letom's main blueprint is purchased from Cavallero of the Holdfasts at rank 0, neutral for 3000 standing. The blueprint can be traded though, so if you are tired of grinding then you might find the market a suited place for you to get this amazing pistol. But before you do that, there's one important thing I left out earlier that would change everything for the Letom. Remember when I said that the vanilla Letom will have problems with acolytes? Well, that can be fixed by subsuming Xata's Whisper. The Devouring Attrition evolution double dips the void damage instance of Xata's Whisper, which means you can do more damage with it and eventually kill everything in the game easily. If there's one suggestion I would like you to have, that is not equipping any galvanized status mod if you will follow this setup, since it won't be useful in those semi-hour of the Letom during incarnate form. It's better to go with damage, and pump up the element with primed heated charge, and as well with multi-shot. For the arcane, primary deadhead is a great choice as you can land headshots easily also using incarnate form with Xata's Whisper. Overall, Letom is truly an exceptional weapon to have. If you can have it as early as possible, then this will help you not only progress, but clear most of the content in Warframe. Will there be another contender this 2023 against this evolving pistol? Let me know in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching. Squad Leader signing off.